A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf, Chapter 2. So thinking, so speculating, I found my way back to my house by the river. Lamps were being lit, and an indescribable change had come over London since the morning hour. It was as if the great machine, after laboring all day, had made with our help a few yards of something very exciting and beautiful. A fiery fabric flashing with red eyes, a tawny monster rolling with hot breath. Even the wind seemed flung like a flag as it lashed the houses and rattled holdings. In my little street, however, domesticity prevailed. The house painter was descending his ladder. The nursemaid was wheeling the perambulator carefully in and out, back to nursery tea. The coal heaver was folding his empty sacks on top of each other. The woman who keeps the greengrocer's shop was adding up the day's takings with her hands in red mittens. But so engrossed was I with a problem you have laid upon my shoulders that I could not see even these usual sights without referring them to one center. I thought how much harder it is now than it must have been even a century ago to say which of these employments is the higher, the more necessary. Is it better to be a coal heaver or a nursemaid? Is the charwoman who has brought up 8 children of less value to the world than the barrister who has made £100,000? It is useless to ask such questions, for nobody can answer them. Not only do the comparative values of charwomen and lawyers rise and fall from decades to decades, but we have no rules with which to measure them, even as they are at the moment. I had been foolish to ask my professor to furnish me with indisputable proofs of this or that in his argument about women. Even if one could state the value of any one gift at the moment, those values will change in a century's time. Very possibly they will have changed completely. Moreover, in 100 years, I thought, reaching my own doorstep, women will have ceased to be the protected sex. Logically, they will take part in all the activities and exertions that were once denied them. The nursemaid will heap coal. The shopwoman will drive an engine. All assumptions founded on the facts observed when women were the protected sex will have disappeared. As, for example, here a squad of soldiers marched down the street. The women and clergymen and gardeners live longer than other people. Remove their protection, expose them to the same exertions and activities, make them soldiers and sailors and engine drivers and dock laborers, and will not women die off so much younger, so much quicker than men, that one will say, I saw a woman today, as one used to say, I saw an airplane. Anything may happen when womanhood as is to be a protected occupation, I thought, opening the door. But what bearing has all this upon the subject of my paper, Women and Fiction? I asked, going indoors.